Hello and welcome to a system update. Yeah, Nintendo put out a system update, I think yesterday now, because it's 12:53 a.m., so it's Tuesday now. But on Monday, Nintendo put out a system update for the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to show you real quick here, because if you haven't done this yet, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to go down to System. You're going to go to System Update, you're going to hit A, and you're going to do a System Update. One thing I want to point out real quick here is version 3.0.0, and there's going to be a few things in the System Update that I'm going to explain to you that kind of are a bit telling on the future of Nintendo in the next probably 30 or so days, because Splatoon 2 is coming out in the next 31 days, I think, and well, they've promised us voice chat on the mobile devices. So I think this update is the update to pave the road to the mobile device updates that are coming down the pipe. These are the big hardware updates they needed to put out so that those little tweaks that they can put out down the road will work. So I'm going to work off of a actual official document from Nintendo here and go through what actually gets updated here on the Switch. If I can actually pull up the document. All right, so we're going to go through the actual document here step by step for you. To register a channel, so this is brand new. So in your news, now what you can do is you can go to the very top right there and click Find Channels. You can follow, stop following. Maybe I just want to know about Splatoon 2. I think what this means is that if you check off one of these channels, that game and that game alone will show up at the top of your feed when there's new information. Because if you actually look here, there's nothing under these channels right now. None of them have anything, but once there is more information, I assume they're going to show up at the top of the page here compared to everything else. If you also want to know more about the news the update, this is basically about the news update for this channel. Thanks, Amelia N. All right, what else do we have? You can now add friends from your 3DS and or Wii U. This is the part that kind of was telling to me. So you're going to go over to Suggest Friends, and you're going to notice 3 different icons up here. One's going to be for mobile devices, which I think is going to tie into the mobile device chat app. I wouldn't be surprised if there's almost like a Street Pass-esque thing where you might not have your Switch on you, but you have your mobile phone on you, and it notices that you're in the same geographical region as someone else. You happen to have the app open. It might suggest, hey, there's someone around you that has the Nintendo app. You might want to befriend them, and then when you get home to your Switch, you can befriend them on your Switch. Right now, the way it works is if you have someone in your Miitomo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, or Super Mario Run app that has a Switch that isn't already part of your friends, they'll show up here. Same thing for the Nintendo 3DS. If someone has a Nintendo 3DS paired to their Switch account, same way I have my 3DS paired to my Switch account, but they're not friends with you on the Nintendo Switch, they'll show up here. And it looks like I have one person who I think I have friended on my Wii U. Yeah, that has to be what it is. I must have friended this person on my Wii U, but haven't friended them on my Switch yet. So now they're showing up here. I could friend Kenny right now. Apparently he likes Just Dance. What else do we have here? Receive notifications. So while we're here, oh no, we have to go to System Settings for this one. So still in the Friends idea, go to System Settings. I'm going to go down to Notifications. Now you can actually change it so that, I think before, it wasn't account-wide, like it was just the full system-wide. It wasn't based on an account. And you could turn, you had 2 options. You could rather turn notifications on or off, or online notices on or off. But now you can turn friend request notifications on or off. You can change online users and or notify when friends go online. I don't think that was an option before. You can change that one to best friends only or none. I'm going to leave mine at all friends right now because, you know, if you want to, join me. I think you've seen my friend code in this video now. Go ahead, add me. I'll add you back. Now, another really cool feature that I wanted to show you, but before I had this controller paired, but it's down here in the controller settings. No, it's not. I lied. It's under controller settings. Proper. You can find a controller. So say this controller get whipped around the room. It's gone missing. You can select it, because I'm using the right hand here, and then hit L or R. Can you hear that? It's loud. The thing's just going to vibrate as long as I'm holding this button down, and vice versa. If I switch over here, for some reason my blue one's a lot louder than my red one. Maybe that's just the design of it. As you can see, I don't think you can hear that. Those are the Joy-Cons that are connected to my Switch right now. I have 3 Pro controllers. I don't actually have 3 Pro controllers. One's a Pro controller. One's probably my NES 30 Pro, and one's probably my SNES 30 Pro. This one, that's a long story. And these two, I think, are probably the 2 black ones from my brother-in-law because they got paired. This one, I actually am going to do a video on how to get yourself the color pair, even if you bought a gray Switch like I did. These are the only Joy-Cons I own, right? So the thing was, actually, I bought a red pack. My friend bought a blue pack, and we traded 1 for 1 because he had a colored pack. So now he has 2 blue, 2 red. I'll make a video explaining it a bit better. You can now change the icon order on the home screen. So say, you know, your brother, sister, mother, whoever got their hands on the Switch first. That means their profile picture shows up first. You can now swap that around if that's been bugging you. Or say you've created a second profile and you just want to, you know, change the order of them up. That's the way you can do it. Now, under the actual character controls, you can edit your icon. I believe everyone should have a me as their icon. But if you're not and you love Splatoon, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brand new. Is there 6? Yeah, there's 6. The whole row is brand new. I wasn't sure if this one was new or not. Whole row of Splatoon 2 Squid Kids and Squidlings that you can change your profile picture to. What's next here? Change the volume from the quick settings. I don't think this is as important, and I believe to do this, I'm going to hold home. I think you need to have it undocked for that to work, and unfortunately, I can't capture the screen when it's docked. When it's undocked, I mean. You can now also lower the maximum volume. Where is that one? System settings, system. Now we can go down here, and actually it's just a box here. Lower max volume, max headphone volume. So say your kids are playing the Switch, or you're a parent, or, you know, like my wife likes to have everything really, really loud. Turn this on. No one's going to blow out their eardrums. It's a great idea. Or maybe, you know, someone's playing their Switch in the car and it's always too loud. Just sneak onto the Switch, change that setting, and you're good to go. What else do we have? Oh, this is a funny one. Change display colors. You go to default, you can go to invert, and things just look funny. I almost want to play Zelda like this and see what happens. Like, some of these games look beautiful, but I don't have problems with my color vision, but I know that that's one of the reasons why that setting is picked. I think another alternative would, of course, be grayscale. I already have the black background, but all the colors go to black. I think if you've got color vision problems, that might help as well. Otherwise, it's a great way to prank your friends. Because I've done that. Who hasn't done that, right? I'd be interested to see what... I think maybe the grayscale also... I'd be love to test it. Maybe the grayscale will help their battery last a bit longer. I know there's a lot of Samsung phones that turn that on when you turn their battery saving mode on. That's a way to do it. You can now use your Pro controller connected through USB. And this is something I noticed during the E3 Treehouse stuff this year. Unless they were specifically using Joy-Con, they had the Pro controller plugged in. Now, someone might argue that's a battery life issue thing. Yeah, it could be. But remember in the Treehouse event they had previously with ARMS and stuff, they had problems with the Joy-Con disconnecting or not connecting, and there was a whole segment that got screwed up because these controllers wouldn't connect. How much easier is it just to have a wired connection to the system, and then their demos, there can be nothing wrong with it. The only thing that you have to be aware of is that when you're using the Pro controller plugged in, your NFC doesn't work. You have to unplug it and use wireless technology to use the NFC. I don't know why that is. I'm sure there'll be an update down the road. If I haven't said it already, there's a way to update your controllers. So all connected controllers are already up to date on my system. Okay, that was the next point here, so I hadn't said it yet. And lastly on here, there's an added feature to suggest deletion of software data if there is an insufficient space when downloading other software, aka you can go over to... Actually, I'm going to do these ones real quick here. I knew there was a calibration control stick, but I don't remember these two options being there before. Calibrate motion control. So to do this, I'm going to do this controller this time. You press and hold the plus or minus, take the strap off, set it down, and 3, 2, 1. Calibration complete. I think the reason why that's a thing is because there's games like World of Goo and the Little Inferno, I think it's called, that use Wii-like motion controls to point at the screen. I wouldn't be surprised if that's in the system now so that we can eventually get Wii like controls in games. I'm not going to say there's going to be a Wii Virtual Console, but you know, how cool would it be to get games like, you know, the Metroid Prime trilogy, which uses motion controls on the Switch. This will let it happen, basically. And then this, I don't remember a controller test button thing. Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe that was there before, but I don't think the touchscreen test was there. I could be wrong, and I just didn't go through enough. I just think that's kind of a cool thing to include. And then, of course, you can disconnect controllers, but you have to be outside of the dock to do that. Last thing here, then, to show you this last setting here, we have to go into data management. Quick archive. So it'll do a quick look. I obviously don't have any problems with my system update or my memory, but here's a quick way to archive things and get rid of them if you need to download and make some more space. Very cool settings. Last two notes under here that I can't show you, that there's just general system improvements and stability enhancements for users include resolved an issue that caused game software updates to fail and prevent the software from starting. So I had that problem when Minecraft recently updated, and I had the white X blinking, and so I made a video on how to fix the problem and how you can go about doing that. It looks like they're taking steps to prevent that from even happening. So if you're looking for a way to fix that, I have it. Look back on the channel, do search for blinking X, and I've got a video for you. Otherwise, it shouldn't happen anymore. Plus, there was a problem. I don't know the full circumstances of the problem regarding TVs and sleeping of the dock and the TV not turning on or something, but improvements to prevent unintended HDMI input change with certain TVs while the console is docked in sleep mode. So what it sounds like was happening was that you'll be watching your TV, and some of those TVs are pretty smart, and when they recognize an HDMI input, they automatically smart switch. Maybe the switch was asleep in the dock, and it was switching to a console that was asleep. Those are all fixed. I will leave a link to the system update patch notes that came out yesterday, the 19th, in the description below. If you think I missed anything, please let me know. Otherwise, I can't think of anything else. Give a like if this helped you. Subscribe. We'll be doing more videos like this. The whole idea of this channel is to help you be a better gamer, help you game smarter. So we're going to go through the system updates, news, tips, and tricks like this for you. So until the next video, game smarter.